Hey developers, welcome to Code Connect. In today's video, we are going to see variables and constants in Golang through code. So in the last video, we have covered the theoretical part. Now in this video, we are going to see it in the live code. So in the previous, we have seen that we can declare variables in Golang using two ways. First one using the var keyword and second one using the shorthand syntax. So let's try to create variables using both of these. So let's suppose I want to create a variable having containing the name and also the variable containing the age. So let's create the name variable using the var keyword. So for that, Golang provides us a var keyword which is present in Golang standard libraries. So after that, after putting the var keyword, we have to add the name of the variable. So currently we have to store name. So let's assign the name as assign name as a variable. And third thing, we have to add the data type. So currently, if you see that name is a statement, letter, words is a combination of characters. So in programming for those, we are having a data type string. So let's assign the string as a data type. Now we have also seen that we can declare, we can initialize the value here as well, or in the later program as well, later part of the program as well. So let's initialize the value here. Let's name it as John. Let's create the age variable using the shorthand syntax. So if I create variable, so for this I need a colon and an equal sign, and here I have to assign the value. Now let's so now you have to see if you are seeing that we are getting some errors. So you need to understand that in Golang, if we have initialized or created some variables and we are not using those variables in the program, Golang will not allow us to run the program, because it is memory efficient, and if there are some variables present in our program which are not used, it will not allow. So since we are having these two variables as declared and we are not using these, so we can't run this program. So let's use this in order to run the program. So let's print these values. So I'm printing name and age here. Let's try to run the program. So as we have seen that there are two ways to run the program. First one using the build command, go build, which builds the which compiles the file and create the executable file, and later we run that executable file. Second one is basically using the go run command, in which it do both the things together. So let's do this with that command. So let's run go run main .go. So if you see that it is able to print both the values. Now let's see, we have discussed there are some key differences between these two declarations. What are those differences? So the first one, we seen that the variable declared using the var keyword, we can assign it anywhere, and it can be declared and initialized at anywhere. Let's see this. So let's not assign the value here. Let's assign the value to this variable here. Now let's try to print this program. So if you see, we are able to print the correct values. Now let's try to do the same thing with shorthand syntax. Let not assign this variable to a value. So let's remove this and let's assign this value here. So if you see, if you run this program, you will see a syntax error. So because how Golang will infer which data type it is, because Golang is a statistically typed language, and in which the compiler knows the data type of each variable. Now when compiler is compiling this file and he is seeing this variable, then in that case it is not able to recognize what data type compiler should assign to this variable, and due to which it is giving the error. So using shorthand syntax, variable declaration and value assignment cannot be done separately. So let's assign the value here. Now let's see the second difference. We can declare and use variable declare using the var keyword inside and outside the function. So let's try to create a variable outside the function and try to use it inside our function. So let's create a variable with the name of a, and let's assign this value hello, and let's try to print here a. So you are able to see that hello is printed successfully. Now let's create another variable outside the function using the shorthand syntax. So let's create b, and using shorthand syntax, let's assign this hello world, and remove this. So if you see that it is giving some error, expected declaration found b. So a compiler is not allowing us to basically declare a variable using shorthand syntax here. He is only reading this value, and finding this, it's not able to recognize what it actually is. So these were the two key differences between these. Now we have to see how we can declare multiple variables in Golang. So for that, let's first remove these. Now let's suppose I want to create 4 variables. So the first approach is I will create a integer equals to 1, where b integer equals to 2, and similarly in the same manner other variables, and will print. So it is not a effective way, because in this case we have to declare multiple times, and so we can declare multiple variables in Golang at the same line. If you see, I can add here multiple variables a, b, c, d, and assign a data type to it, int, and I can also assign the value in the same line. So if I assign this 1, 2, 3, 4, so all of these are initialized, and now we can print these values. So now let's run this program. So if you see, it's successfully able to print all the values. In the same way, we can also do another thing, we can declare variables here, and we can assign values to these variables in later part of the program. We can do that as well. Now currently we have seen in the previous part that this integer is restricting us to only assign integer values to these data types. So in order to not restrict, we can remove this, and instead of, so let's suppose in the previous one I want to assign the value d as a hello. So I can't do this, if you see, because untyped string, because it is an integer and we are passing string, so it is not allowing us to do that. So for this we can remove this data type, and we can simply assign any value, any type of values here. So let's run this, and yes, it's printing correct values. So this is using the var keyword. Now let's see using the shorthand syntax. With shorthand syntax we can also do same thing, let's declare a, b, c, d, and assign these values 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's print these fmt dot println 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh sorry, we have to add the variables here. B, C, D. So if you see that we are able to print these values. Also, like we can assign any type of values here as well. Let's add here hello here, and let's also assign decimal values as well for 9. Now let's print this. I think yes, you can see here. So we are able to print like multiple types of values and able to declare basically multiple type of values in the same line. Also, like apart from these, there is also one more thing using the var keyword. Like we can declare all the variables in the block. So for this, we need to like add this bracket, and here we can assign multiple values. Just like previously we were doing var, and like we are assigning all the variables there. We can assign here itself. Like let's suppose a integer equals to 1, b string equals to hello, c bool equals to, so boolean contains true and false if anyone is beginner here, and we can print these values. So you can see like it's printing one hello true. So yeah, like these are the multiple ways of declaring variables. Now let's see about constants. So like constants are similar to variables, but like we cannot change those values. So before understanding constant, let's try to change the value of a as 2 or 3. Now let's run this. So you can see like we are able to change this. Now let's see, remove this code and create a constant. So in constant as well, we have seen there are two type of constant. First one is like typed constant, and second one is the untyped constant. So in the typed constant, we have to assign the data type, but in the untyped constant we don't have to assign data type. So let's first create type constant. Let's create pi, and let's name this as integer. Okay, so like we will assign 3 here. Now let's print as print pi. So if you see, it's giving some. Okay, so like we are not using fmt packets. Let's use this. Okay, println. Let's run this. So you can see here we are able to print it. Now let's change this value. Change it to something else. Let's 4. So here itself it is giving error. We cannot assign pi to pi, neither addressable nor a map index expression. Okay, so like this is the typed one. Now let's remove this, and let's store here 3.9, 3.14, and try to print here. So here as well, like we are able to print. So like based on our requirement, we need to use typed or untyped. So let's suppose if we are having some constant, basically in constant, if we are because like we have to assign value only one time. So in that case, we can assign or not assign. It's totally on our choice. But at the time of assigning, we know like which data type it is. So I think, and like there can be cases where we don't know the data type. Let's see whether we can just declare constant or not. So if you see, like I have just declared it and not assigned any value. So like there is a error, like missing init expression for pi. Let's assign a value somewhere else, like 3. Okay, so it's not able to. So just like we it's totally on our choice whether we need to add data type or not. So yeah, these are the things we need to discuss about the variables.